Hey guys, this is Sam with World University Information Channels, trying to uh, bring you as many student experiences from different universities around the world. And luckily, I found Alexandria.
Yeah, Alexandra.
Right, and would love to talk to her about what she's doing and what information you can have from her experiences at this York University,
Yes.
Toronto, Ontario,
Yes.
Canada. All right, so without further ado, I would love to ask Alexandria to introduce yourself, please.
Hi, I'm
Mhm.
Alexandra.
Mhm.
I'm doing my PhD here at York University.
Mhm.
It will be 6 years in September,
Mhm.
and it's been a great experience. I did my undergrad in genetics and biochemistry in Western University in London, Ontario, and now I am here. I came in 2019, and I'm studying angiogenesis.
Oh, fantastic. You said NGO.
Angiogenesis, it's the formation of blood vessels in the adipose tissue. I do a lot of animal research, so we have a nice animal facility here at York University.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Very nice to know about that. And you said you are in your fifth year, probably?
Yeah, so well, fifth year, I guess it will be 6 years in September.
6 years.
Yeah, I've been started in 2019 and it's currently 2025.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, very nice, very nice. So you started around, I'm just joking a little bit, around the COVID time.
Yes, yeah, just before that. Just before
Just
that.
before that, right, right. And was it difficult, by the way, for you to continue immediately because of COVID and all those things, you know?
It was okay. Well, our lab shut down for about 3 months,
Mm-hmm.
and then we were back really at it.
Mm-hmm.
We weren't shut down for too long because we do have critical research, animal research.
I see.
The only thing that changed is all students here in grad school, at least in the biology and like the kinesiology program, they have to TA. So
I see.
that kind of changed. We had to go to TAing online, and that's part of our funding package, and it's required of us.
Okay.
So that's the biggest change that happened. However, we were still back in the lab, so that didn't change much.
Very cool, very nice. All right. So, of course, you are in biology,
Yeah.
doing your research, as you just said, about those vessels,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Very nice, very nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love research actually.
I can tell.
Thank you. And of course, you told about 50 year of your studies. Okay, what would you say about, in general, the standard of education, whatever you perceive over here in the York University? What would you say from 0 to 10, roughly, your perception, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
One, York sometimes has a bad reputation because we do have U of T in the city, and U of T is ranked so highly. And there's some other good universities in Ontario. So I come from Western University, and where that's considered to be really good. So I didn't know what to expect when I came here, but I would say it's very high, the standard of education here. I would even go high nines, tens, just because I have TA'd a lot of courses here. I have TA'd from biology, biochemistry, cancer biology from first year to fourth year, and I was very impressed with the level of education that students are receiving, the variety of like the content itself, and just the opportunities they have. The labs are very immersive, so I'm very impressed with
Oh.
what I have seen so far at York University myself. Yes, when it comes to us, the research is exciting here at York, and depends again what lab you go in for grad school. But I mean, we have good facilities here at York University, so
I
it's
see.
amazing. Yeah.
Very nice, very nice. Good to know that. And of course, some students I've been talking to University of Toronto
Yeah.
guys,
Yeah.
and here and watching everywhere. So yeah, some guys say it's 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm very impressed. Like I said, I didn't know because U of T kind of overshadows this, but coming from a different institution too, where it's considered good, and now I see that education because I PA so many courses. This is high, yeah. It's impressive.
Very good.
I like York.
Very nice. So, what you would say you had any challenges here versus the opportunities here?
Yeah, there have been like a few challenges. We went on strike last year.
Yeah.
That was one of the worst ones. Um, Again, the challenge doing research here is sometimes we have to um, offload some research that we have to do onto U of T facility just so they will do sequencing, they will do some imaging for us just because while we do have great facilities here, we just don't have everything that like a bigger university or with more funding has. So that's been like the worst part, which isn't even like the worst, but York has allowed me to really. I went to conferences. I went to international conferences. So I've gotten scholarships. I got the Ontario graduate one. So it's been really great, and they
I
have
see.
supported me. They provide TA, like they provide funding. They provide TAing options. So that's been a great opportunity at York.
I see.
Yeah.
So you said a lot of opportunities
Yeah.
apparently. So not too many challenges or problems as such.
No, like I said, the only thing is sometimes we do go on strike,
Okay.
and I think it's known for that. York
Really?
University.
Well, what is the reason for that?
Um, we more money, I guess. We are underpaid a
Oh.
little bit. I wouldn't say underpaid, but some universities like U of T, they get a little bit more
I see, I see.
funding.
Gotcha,
So
gotcha.
I'm still happy with it, and we did get
Little bit
a
more.
raise when we went on strike, but.
So you're talking about the funding for the programs or
Funding for
yourself?
programs, but it's also how much money because we get a stipend, we get graduate funding,
Right,
so
right.
that's how much they give us. Yeah.
Give you,
Yeah.
okay, okay, gotcha. Okay, fantastic. So since we talked about finances, so are the students over here struggling with finances, or they are pretty much okay, or a lot of scholarships of financial help available? Yes, no? Or?
There are a lot of scholarships for financial help. I do find that it's York is compared to like a university city like London, Ontario, where you have Western and Queens, where in Kingston it's more of a commuter school. So sometimes students do need that extra financial help, but there are opportunities for that. Now I don't know much because I'm not an undergrad.
I see.
But I know there are possibilities for financial aid. Yeah.
But for PhD, as you just said earlier,
Yeah.
you face challenges sometimes financially.
Yeah. So our stipend here is about for domestic students. It's about 27,000 a year. Then we have to pay tuition, which is about 5.1 thousand. You're still left with at the end of the day like 23,000 yearly. You have some opportunity to get more, and like I was saying, I've gotten some scholarships that have topped up to that, and your supervisor may be able to help. Yeah, it's low for maybe a yearly budget or like a yearly salary, but still,
Gotcha.
I'll take what I can get.
Okay. Okay. So you are, with respect to tuition cost, are you fully covered? Or
Yeah, they cover that.
cover
Yeah,
that.
like I said, it costs 5.1 thousand for at least in biology our tuition, and they give us around 27,000.
I see.
So then that is all covered by the fellowship
By the
because
fellowship.
York University provides a fellowship for at least us in biology
I
to
see.
cover it, and I know
I see.
kinesiology as well.
So you kind of, maybe if I'm getting it right, you are sometimes struggling with your personal expenses.
Yeah. But you still end up in grad school, getting
Get
some sort of
something, yeah,
salary,
yeah,
and
yeah.
and that funding you are required for about half of it to TA for the money. So that's
I
why
see.
they guarantee TA ships and
I
they
see.
guarantee these jobs. Yeah.
So you work as a TA?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's
okay.
how like it's substituted, like the funding for
I
it.
see.
Yeah.
Though you are local student, you are not international, right?
Yeah, I am
Okay.
local.
Okay. Perfect. All right. Very nice. Thank you. And so, of course, you know biology, and your program.
Yeah.
But other than that, do you know this university, York University, has some excellence in some other fields, subjects,
Yeah, I
departments?
know the two that are known well, and this is because my lab is across the point. The kinesiology program is really good here,
Uh-huh.
and I also know the Schulich business program is Schulich business.
Okay, business, right,
Yeah,
right.
so I know those. I'm not sure outside of that. I haven't heard much about like
That's fine.
biology and whatever, but I know the kinesiology is really good.
I see, got you. Very good. All right, thank you. And we already talked about scholarships.
Yeah.
And so, what are the requirements for admission into PhD? You have to have GRE, TOEFL, anything,
I'm
SAT?
not, I'm not sure about those ones because when you're like a domestic student here, you just need A minus average to. I first started my master's here and then I did a transfer.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that good opportunity for to transfer into like a PhD.
Mm-hmm.
There's also I'm not sure if there's direct entry, but for masters here. You would need an A minus average. I know. I'm not exactly
I
sure
see.
if any
Yeah.
other requirements.
Mhm.
You're like you have a few courses that you have to take here in your PhD,
I see.
in your masters. But yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so you did your master's also here?
I started with my master's in 2019,
Mm-hmm.
and then after 2 years, I did a exam, and then that allowed me to transfer my master's work into my PhD
Into
work.
PhD,
Yeah,
gotcha, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So it was solely based on your academic record,
yeah.
right?
You also have to find, and the main thing is. Um, supervisor that will take you, and if you have their support it's a lot easier. It's about emailing them and finding if your research goals align, so
Right.
that's what kind of works out.
I see.
So like if you have the grades but you don't have a supervisor that will take you, then
Yeah,
you have
yeah.
nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go, right?
Yeah.
So you're pretty much satisfied with the supervise?
I am. She's awesome, and we have a few buildings here that were spread out. Biology, I'm in life science, and it's an awesome building. We have a lot of equipment in the lab. It's I
Okay.
wouldn't say we're poor at all
Mhm.
in terms of that. Yeah.
Okay, great. Because the University of Toronto guys, they were clearly telling me that okay, we have a lot of money grants
Yeah.
for the programs.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
really depends, like the funding also in the lab, and your supervisor like gets the money and applies for a research grant, and then with that kind of money, they're the ones who kind of set like where like they allocate the money to like your
Mm.
project. So when it comes to like a PhD in biology, it also requires like what kind of supervisor you get and like the lobby that you join. So it's a little independent from the university itself.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the York University is a public university or private?
It's I think like partially both
Partially, yeah.
because it's like government
I see.
also.
I see.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So government supports.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Right. Okay. Very good. Okay. So how is the social life? Any attractions in the area? How do you feel about it?
Attractions in the area? No, I don't think so. It's a little bit isolated. I I think the student life here is good, and I see a lot of people on campus and whatever. The grad life is also pretty good. We have clubs and associations, and we obviously hang out. There's on campus itself. There are a few spots that we go to in New York University lanes. We go out to eat, but around the university, I don't know much. I don't think so.
But you don't feel like bored or
No,
lonely or things
No,
like
I love the environment. I come here all the time. I mean, in the summer it's dead, which is nice for the lines. But you know,
Right.
we have like a lot of variety, and a lot of people, and they're always planning something. So it's nice, yeah.
Because I have seen this concern from doctoral or PhD
Yeah.
students that we get sometimes lonely or too much busy into work and we feel like not socializing and things like that.
I don't feel like that at all. And again, maybe it depends on the lab, but and here at York, there are a lot of open concept labs, so you get to like meet and like talk to a lot of people. So I really like the social life
Okay.
and grad school here.
Very good, very good. Thank you. And how about job opportunities? What do you think after you are done here?
I would love to know. So if anyone, I'm not sure. I mean, there are like a lot of career fairs. I just don't go to those.
Okay.
I everyone in my lab who has graduated has found a job,
Mm-hmm.
so it's not that. And even in the field, so I'm sure there are. I'm not there
Okay,
yet.
okay. So you're kind of optimistic.
Yes, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. Actually, I forgot to ask you in the beginning. Should have asked you, what made you go into PhD program? Like you could have just done masters and
Yeah, I think like if just staying in research and staying in academia a lot of times requires like doing a PhD. With the master's, it gets you that far, and I would have loved to continue my own
I
research
see, I see.
and have that opportunity to maybe do a postdoctorate afterwards. I
Hmm.
really liked also the science here, and I didn't want to leave it. You know, after my master's, I was like, I don't want to.
Okay.
I like my project, so I will hope it opens a lot more doors
Okay,
after.
got you, definitely.
Yeah.
So was it like your personal preference, or it was like the university or the school or the people which forced you to stay further here?
No, I was like, I want to stay. So it was really me. I started with a master's 'cause I didn't know how it was gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
And clearly I had a good experience here to inspire me to stay 4 more years.
Okay, very nice. So coming close to the end,
Yeah.
any do's, don'ts, pros and cons you would say to the future student who want to get into PhD
Ah.
or any program?
Yeah, I think definitely in undergrad do join a lab, volunteer, do like an honors research, an undergrad project because it really exposes you to the lab. I would say a don't like if you're not really sure if you like research or don't really like it and are using it as a stepping stone, I don't think a PhD is for that
Right.
because it requires blood, sweat, tears,
Oh.
your whole body. So it's not something that you can half commit to. You commit and you fully go, and
I
it'll
see.
be really hard, like 6 years of your life.
Got
Yeah.
you. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, so it's not something, maybe I'll do it.
It's not for the fainted
No,
heart.
it's not, and it's not something like, oh, maybe I'll apply to med school after. I think,
Right.
that's,
Oh, okay, cool.
yeah.
So, lastly, what would be, I mean, you already kind of said that, but anything else comes to your mind, like your message to the future students about social life, academia, this and that, whatever you can think of, finances, whatever,
Yeah.
especially in regards to, with regards to this university. So, what would be your message? Anything to the
I would just say don't undersell York. We have really good programs here. I've seen it firsthand, undergrad and grad. Even though we have some other good universities in the city, TMU and U of T, I would definitely not underrate this university. It has sufficient funding for a lot of people. It has opportunities to get involved outside your program, and the academics is really good.
I see.
I've compared it to other universities, and
Mhm.
I would say it's highly rated.
Fantastic. Well, we are pretty much done with
Yeah.
it. I personally asked now three
Yeah.
questions at the end.
Yeah.
So, what is your perspective on life? What do you think life is itself?
Life itself, just trying to be happy, minimal like materialistic things.
Mhm.
Just find joy in every day. That's it. I'm not motivated so much by money, clearly, because I'm here on a 27,000 a year.
Right, right.
I just really trying to enjoy life, find some sort of, if I have my basic necessities, I see my friends, that's all I really need. I don't care about a big house or
Sure,
whatever.
sure. Good thinking, positive thing. I like that.
Yeah.
And the second would be, the second question
Yeah.
is that what are the challenges in life?
So many. I don't know. Where do you even start? I think.
I mean, what immediately comes to your mind for, let's say, yourself? You think this is big challenge for in life?
big challenge for anyone.
Mhm.
Currently, financial costs of the city. However, just finding out what you really want to do for the rest of your life, I think
Right.
that's the biggest challenge. I mean, I'm finishing a PhD this August, and I still don't know what I'm gonna
Right,
do,
right.
and I think we're not destined to do one thing. You
I
know,
see.
I might one day switch out of biology and open up my cat sanctuary. So I'm not really sure.
Okay,
So
okay.
yeah.
And the very last one is so how to make life interesting and good for yourself, or what is your suggestion?
Make life interesting. I say
Uh-huh.
yes to everything that comes my way. So say yes unless it's drugs and take any opportunity you can get. Yeah.
I see, I see.
Yeah.
So you were saying just take any opportunity and
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
Right.
I'm happy to be here. Anytime anyone offers me a conference to go to,
Uh-huh.
whatever party, I'm saying yes.
Okay.
My 20s are not to stay at home. Yeah.
Perfect. Fantastic.
Thank you so
Alexandria,
much.
nice to meet you.
Thank you so much. Nice to meet you.
And really wishing you good luck and
Thank